Hi, I'm Jenny, it's a Sling thing, and I'm going to show you how to do strand by strand tightening today with this Fire Spiral Librarian. This is the new Golden Twilight Librarian release. So, I'm setting up a rock carry. That was I'm going to pin the wrap. It's from my last video between my knees. So, having got my baby on my back with a seat, I've pinned one. That's keeping tension on this one while I deal with tightening this one. The outer side of the wrap corresponds to the bottom of the baby's leg. The middle corresponds to the part over his bottom and his lower back. And this section nearest my neck corresponds to the part nearest baby's neck at the top of the wrap. When I tighten, I'm going to tighten each section in turn, and I'm going to tighten it into the position where I want it to end up, which is coming over my shoulder directly. If I tighten it here and then I move it up here, I lose quite a lot of the tension on the sections of the wrap in the process of moving it. So I'm going to start the inside at the top, pulling on this section, and I'm pulling up, because if I pull down, then the slack has got to come up from baby and come down, so it's got to pivot over my shoulder. Whereas if I lift the wrap so that it isn't on my shoulder as I tighten, then I'm not asking it to do that. So I'm pulling up, I'm using my thumb underneath the wrap, and I'm pushing up, pulling the slack forwards, and then I'm passing it to this hand here, where I'm holding the tension on the sections that have been tightened. So on this side, we've strand by strand tightened across the wrap. Now, holding it tight in order to pin it under my knees, and I'm pinning it with my knees but trying to maintain a straight posture, because if this was a real baby, if I was bent over, my baby would be trying to sit up, and that means that when I stand up and they relax, because they've been holding themselves away from my back, the position I've tightened into will leave lots of slack, because when they relax against my back, all of the gap that had been between my body and their body will now be slack in the wrap. So to start this side, working all the way. I'm tightening a few times within each section of the wrap. There, I've now tightened across the whole of the wrap. The wrap should be smooth on baby's back, and I'm free to tie off. So strand by strand tightening, you work from one side of the wrap to the other side. You incrementally tighten across each section of the wrap. You want to make sure that you hold the tension on the section you've tightened. So having both hands free for tightening by pinning the other side of the wrap is very helpful, because it means that you can hold the tightened section as well. You need to make sure that the wrap is holding your baby, has pinned your baby enough, that you've made enough of a seat and got the wrap tight enough that the wrap is holding them to your back, even though it isn't fully tightened, before you can release both of your hands. So initially you ensure that you've got a secure seat, and then you use both hands to tighten, holding tension, and then finishing your wrap, making sure that as you finish and tie off your wrap, you don't allow the slack to come back into it. If you find that once you've tied your wrap, you have some slack, so I had some slack here, you can again do your kind of strand by strand tightening and then feed the slack through the carry, bring it out here, and then untie your knot enough to pull the slack through out. I hope that's helpful. Thank you. This is Jenny, It's a Sling Thing, and that's strand by strand tightening with a woven wrap.